Lakers Nation, what is going on, guys? So, welcome back to the channel with the new video this morning. And today, we're basically going to be covering the Los Angeles Lakers and talk about a potential, Lonzo Ball trade to the Los Angeles Lakers. But first off, before I get straight into the video, guys, and break it down for my OG subscribers or my longtime viewers who've been rocking my videos on my page, I do have a question for you guys, especially in the comment section down below. Should the Lakers look to reunite with Lonzo Ball? Would you guys welcome him back with open arms? Just want to know. But keep liking, sharing. It really helps the algorithm a lot so YouTube can keep growing my channel and push it to more people. Keep commenting, sharing. Make sure you guys subscribe as well. We're on the road to 4K subs, so I really appreciate the love. It's been a journey nonstop, so I'm going to continue growing, if not almost every single day, daily. And yeah, man, if you guys don't want to miss on Lakers content, I do post 365 days. And follow my socials if you guys want to stay connected with me as well. I do have my, platforms, my links, everything you need to know about your boy, Mr. 81. And if you guys don't know who I am, my real name is Sheriff Fields. The links will be down in the description, or I might even pin it in the comment section. So let's stop, wasting too much time. I'm pretty sure you guys have other stuff to do today, and you guys are pretty busy. So I'm sure you guys want to hear the most important things that I have to say in today's video. So yesterday, or might have been 2 days ago, but I did see a recent, trade which was proposed coming from Lakers Bet. I'm not sure if it was his idea, but it's involving the Lakers bringing back Lonzo Ball, while the Chicago Bulls, they'll be receiving a big man in Maxi Kleber. He's 33 years of age. His contract terms is $33 million. But his average salary is around, $11 million. So he's expiring. He has one more year left on his deal in 2026. And they'll be also receiving the Lakers' 2025 second round pick, which is this year in the draft class, pick 55. Now, how do I feel about this personally? Me, I don't want Lonzo Ball. Let another team take Lonzo Ball. And there are some questions about his durability. I mean, he hasn't been able to stay healthy even this season, right? But he pretty much went 2 or 3 seasons out of the league because of, severe injuries. And there was questions about him coming back into the NBA, having a transplant and surgery in his knees, I believe a cartilage. Correct me if I'm wrong. So he did come back the 2024-25 season, but he went, 2021 to 2022, the last time he did play. But the Chicago Bulls, they have plenty of, point guards, a logjam. They have 7 point guards on the roster, which is actually insane. You got Kobe White, you got Javon Carter, Ayo Dosunmu, which I wouldn't mind the Los Angeles Lakers, right? You got Josh Giddey, you got Trey Jones. He's a free agent. You got former Laker THT. You got a player by the name of Jameer Young, so he's on a 2-way contract. So they need to get rid of some of these, point guards. But I think it's unlikely that they do trade Lonzo Ball. I know they were trying to trade him around, the trade line, and he was a player that was linked to the Los Angeles Lakers. But he did sign a contract extension worth about 2 years, $20 million, and his average salary is around $10 million. So his contract is more reasonable than it was before, because previously, when he was on the New Orleans Pelicans and then he got shipped off to, the Chicago Bulls and stuff like that, his contract was still under, the Chicago Bulls, worth about, 4 years, $80 million. And his average salary is around $20 million. So it's a lot cheaper, a lot easier to trade for him. But I'm not really sure if I want Lonzo Ball back on this team because of his, injury concerns. But if we're going to keep our 55th overall pick, I'd much rather draft a point guard or even get a center. That's our biggest need. We need a versatile, power forward or small forward position that could just play both ends. But the Lakers, I don't want to, give up that 55th overall pick unless we trade up in the draft. But, I mean, I get it. The Chicago Bulls are tanking. They're rebuilding. There's a reason why they did trade, Zach LaVine around the trade deadline and stuff like that. They still have Montes Sabelis. You got your shooting guard / small forward and Kevin Huerter, and some veterans like Nikola Vucevic, right? So I think it's very interesting. Now, there are a few teams that does make sense for Lonzo Ball. Obviously, the Dallas Mavericks. There was literally a report a while ago showing interest in Lonzo Ball because, they're looking for a point guard since Kyrie Irving did tear his, Achilles. And he's most likely going to miss the majority of the 25-26 NBA season. So just makes sense. We really don't have to break the bank for him, right? Since he's very cheap. But there's other teams like, the Orlando Magic. I know they just traded for a player from, the Memphis Grizzlies. Desmond Bain, which was, shocking, but it made perfect sense for them because they were like one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the league, like dead last, I believe, if not. But they weren't very good. They needed a point guard, but I understand why they got, shooting guard. He's probably like top 10 at worst. That's just my personal opinion. They've been wanting to trade Cole Anthony. They finally did that. And also they got off of KCP's contract because it's pretty much like an overpay. He was making around like $21+ million, something along those lines. And he had a down year, so they gave up like 4 first-round picks and like a pick swap to the Memphis Grizzlies, which I think was like insane. So that's why, the Memphis Grizzlies take that. But in my personal opinion, I feel like, Orlando makes sense for Lonzo Ball. They need playmaking. They have like 0 playmakers. Yes, you could say they had Cole Anthony, but he was like a guy that was coming off the bench. You got Anthony Black. You got, Corey Joseph Wright. Now, there is another team that I do have in mind that would make perfect sense for Lonzo Ball, and that's the Miami Heat. They really don't have a point guard. Yes, you could say Terry Rozier, but I can't think of any other point guard that they have on their team. Yes, you could say Drew Smith, but wasn't he on like a 2-way contract, right? And they brought him up, and he's currently on the roster. So Lakers fans, NBA fans, generally, you guys let me know in the comment section how do you guys feel about Lonzo Ball. I mean, I do get the picture, the idea, because he does make sense for the Lakers, especially in the backcourt alongside, Luka Doncic. You don't want to see a backcourt of, Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic. The defense is very poor, and you just want to hide their defense, right? You're talking about Lonzo Ball, who's 27 years of age. He does fit the timeline. He's young, he's athletic, he's versatile. He could switch multiple positions. He could basically guard, the best player on the opposing team. He's a point of attack guard. He's listed at 6'6", so it's not like he's undersized. And he does weigh about 190 pounds, but throughout his career, he's been a solid, role player. He's improved his 3-point shooting. I mean, when he was on the Los Angeles Lakers, he was terrible, but he got a coach. He worked on that shot when he was on the New Orleans Pelicans. And then, obviously, he's on the Chicago Bulls. He's improved it, over the years. Now, I do want to show you his contract. Actually, no, his stats, because I already mentioned it to you guys, but they're nothing crazy. He did average around 7.6 points per game, 3.4 rebounds, 3.3 assists, shooting around 36.6% from the field, which is actually god-awful. That is terrible, not efficient, but he's a primary, playmaker. That's his natural position, but he has the IQ, in basketball, and he makes good passes and is a pest defensively. He can pick up from 94, 95 feet and can just, get steals, assists, rebounds and stuff like that. So pretty much he could do the dirty work. He does make sense for the Los Angeles Lakers, but I think it's a hard pass, and I don't think the Lakers are in a position to take a risk on a guy who's just not going to stay healthy and is only averaging like less than 40 games a season. But like I said, he's versatile. And he's a type of role player that any contending team would just make perfect sense, right? Like, if he was bought out, then sure. But I really don't want to take the risk on a guy. But I'm also going to show you his 3-point percentage for the Chicago Bulls. So, he shot around 34.4% from the three-point after, 2021-22. That's the last time he did play because, again, I did say because of injuries and, surgery and stuff like that, he did shoot around 42.3% on 7.4 attempts per game. But this year, he did shoot around 81.5% from, the free throw line. So that is a career high on 0.8 attempts per game. So he's barely even taking a lot. But he did play 35 games, 14 starts, majority coming off the bench, and also played around 22.2 minutes a night. So those are his stats. I appreciate the support. Make sure you guys keep sharing, commenting, liking, especially for my viewers, for my OG, subscribers who've been rocking my content. And last thing before I end this video off, let me know in the comment section if there's any, draft, prospects in mind that you guys want to see me talk about and cover, or if there's any, trades or mock trades, mock drafts, or any free agents that you guys want me to talk about in my videos, because that's very important. And this is going to be one of the best off seasons that we have ever seen in a long time. I do believe Kevin Durant's going to get traded in a few, days. We're about like 9 days away from the, NBA draft, June 25th or June 26th. So I'm expecting a trade. But yeah, man, I'm out of here. Peace. Cheers.